What is up, guys? Orbital-Pilot back here once again in the world of, actually, not in the world of War Thunder for like the very first time ever. This time we're in the world of Crossout. Now, I had a couple of emails from a couple people requesting that I do gameplay of this video. Now, if you guys don't know, Crossout is a new Gaijin game. It's a game where it's all up to you. You totally customize your truck or car, totally dependent on what you want it to be. You put any gun you want on it. It's really like a customization based online shooter, and it's a lot of fun. Now, if you guys didn't know, this isn't a very, very closed beta game. I mean, it is like hardcore closed. I mean, you can get in early, but it requires you buying, I think, a $30 pack. Most people aren't willing to do that for a game that, you know, they're not sure if they're gonna like. So that's totally understandable. So the guys over there at Gaijin were very, very nice. You know, guys and women. I don't know who it was. But they were very, very nice, and they sent me over this. I asked if I could join the beta. You know, I had produced War Thunder content for a certain amount of time, and they were very, very generous and said absolutely, and they gave me some beta access. So this part, or actually this whole video, is broken up into 3 parts. The first part is the very, very first truck you get, not customized, there's nothing done to it. The second part is after I've added 2 light machine guns and 1 minigun. And the third one is probably around an hour and a half of gameplay, and it is fully decked out from all the things that I could get with that amount of gameplay, which was paint, armor, and those machine guns on there. So you'll notice at the end of the video, I kind of just bulldoze through people, and that's simply because I am fighting AI. This game is closed beta, so not even pre-open beta. So it's very hard to find people online, so I'm forced to fight AI. That's fine. I mean, AI it's a lot of fun, but the games are over fairly quickly most of the time, so that is something that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so I wanted to tell you guys my opinions and kind of first impressions on this game. Like I said before, please keep in mind all of this is subject to change. In fact, it probably will change. The graphics could change. Anything can change. How the game starts, how the test drive works, anything probably and will change eventually. So don't take this as a final release, you know, review. So when you first joined the game, you actually started with a pickup truck with the first machine gun on the roof, as you guys can probably see. It's a lot of fun. You kind of have a quick tutorial. It all kind of works based on scrap metal. You can use scrap metal to buy parts. There are some things that you can actually buy to speed it up, but it's not game breaking. It's not anywhere close to that. You still are required to rank up, so don't worry about pay to win. It's not like that. But after about 15-20 battles, probably what I played, maybe even 30 or 35, I like the progression system so far. In War Thunder, if you guys join, and let's say you're a brand new player, you don't have premium vehicles, you don't have a premium account, it takes a while to get that second plane, that second tank. It can be very, very aggravating for new players. But it seems like in this game, after a couple battles, you're rewarded with some parts. You get parts quite often. Because you can customize your vehicle, it makes the game in the early stage much more interesting than, honestly, I would say, like War Thunder, where you're working for upgrades and new stuff rather than customizing your own thing. Now, I can't talk for the later game because, as I've said before, I've spent probably an hour to 2 hours on this game. And War Thunder, I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So it's not really fair to say one's better or one, you know, they're not the same type of game. I mean, they're both great games. I know some people aren't really interested in this type of game, and that's where I really wanted to come in, guys. So when I first saw this game and I saw the numbers popped out when you shot stuff, I was like, oh gosh, a hit point based game where, you know, it's just another Call of Duty type thing. And I thought it kind of looked dumb, I'll be honest. But I watched more videos, I was like, okay, so I can kind of understand. And then I played. Guys, this game is a lot of fun. Once it comes out, try it at least. Don't be that kind of person where you're like, I'm not gonna try it doesn't look interesting. At least download it, try it. I'm not sure when open beta is coming out, and if you're really interested, go ahead and buy the pack. I'm sure if you're the person that likes these types of games, if you like fairly fast paced, if you like customization, if you like guns, if you like cars, you're probably gonna like this game. It's really geared towards what seems to be like those gearheads and stuff. And as a person who's been around cars all of his life, it's a lot of fun to customize your own car and go blow stuff up. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, Mad Max had a baby with like Carmageddon or something like that. It's a lot of fun, and the game rewards you as you go on. So you're not grinding for 15, 16 hours to get that one plane. So it's none of that. The only concern is if you guys do plan on buying the pack and getting early access or waiting till the open beta comes out, my name on this is Warbird4213 in case anybody wants to play. That's simply because on my War Thunder account I'm using my PS4 account, and I was actually going to contact Gaijin about this, and because one account, like my PS4 account, I have most of the stuff grinded out. And then on my PC account, I have some countries are actually further ahead still, but like my Americans and my Germans are lacking so bad, and I don't really want to grind all of that out again. So I'm gonna see if they can kind of mix those two up. I don't think they can, but they might be able to. But that's a little bit off topic. So after 2 hours of playing this game, how would I rate it? Okay, personally, from going in there expecting a 0, because that's how I judge games from now on. I go in expecting the worst possible thing, and that's only for being let down for the past couple of years from certain games that I was looking forward to. So, going in from a 0 point of view, I am actually quite astounded. It's actually around a 7 to an 8. And that's saying something quite a lot for me. Certain matches, it definitely feels like a 9 or a 10, but there are certain things that I don't like, and we'll get into those here in a second. But let's first get on with the things that I do like. I like how the game starts out. I like how it rewards players, because if players don't have a lot of time, people like me who can't spend hours on end on video games every day, it feels rewarding, just to get on the game for maybe half an hour and play. It feels like you're actually getting somewhere, and it feels like you're having fun. You're not just locked in one battle. If a match goes wrong, you'll jump in a new battle in a minute, and you can have fun all over again. So I like that a lot. I love the customization. The customization is crazy. You can do pretty much anything you want. I stuck a bunch of tin lids and random pieces of metal on the side of my car to, bulk it up and give it a little bit more armor. That is awesome. It's awesome that I don't have to have specific parts to put on specific other parts of my car. It makes the game much more realistic because, in real life, if you were in this situation, you would not just be looking for that specific door. No, you would get some metal sheets and you would put them on your car. It is just what you would do. So that is one of my favorite things. The other thing is how the damage models work. If you shoot a certain part of the car, that thing breaks. You actually have to shoot the whole car for the car to die, and that is a really good feature. It kind of combines War Thunder's totally non-HP based system and damage model with a more arcadey hit point based game. So it's kind of like a mix in between those two, and they do a really good job on how they do that. So those are the things that I like. Now let's get on to the things that I think need a little bit of improving. Now, of course, like I said before, this is a closed beta, so all these things are subject to change and probably will change before this goes totally public. So there's not actually a whole lot that I have to complain about. The first thing is that I wish, or hopefully, I do kind of hope for some voice actors. They don't have to be great. But I think voice acting in the game where you actually have people pop up And because you do have people pop up in your garage and tell you, oh hey, you can do this. I think voice acting on that would be really, really cool, and it would kind of liven up the game. But of course, maybe they are going to do that, they just haven't implemented it. The second thing are the graphics. It kind of looks weird, and these are running on high settings, or maxed out. I do have VSync turned off because it just doesn't work that well while recording. But the graphics seem a little bit blurry. Now, of course, that could just be because the game is new. But up close, the graphics are great. It kind of is a rendering thing. Maybe not so much with like the hills and stuff, but I've noticed sometimes cars just kind of pop up. As in War Thunder, you can see a tank all the way across the map, but of course that is a much older game. But I've had cars kind of like phase in, and I'm not sure if that's just because they're AI, which I would totally understand, or if it's just the rendering system. Let's see, I don't really have a whole lot to complain about. I will do a reply to this video here in a couple of days, or maybe in a week or so, and tell you how how it's been going for me playing this game. But this is definitely a game that I will pick up, and if I have the chance to play a game during the day, I most definitely will. And that's saying something from a guy that for the past 2 years has tried online MOBA games, like League of Legends and stuff, and other stuff like that, but I just don't have the time. So now that they've kind of made a game where I don't actually mind sitting down for 15-20 minutes playing a couple matches, that's really great. I kind of feel like this is geared more towards people who don't have the time to play a long game like War Thunder, because a long game like War Thunder can last anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, or sometimes even longer. And not everybody has that kind of time. Now, I know I've been kind of comparing this to War Thunder, but that's just because they're the same company, Gaijin, and a lot of people see this as a replacement to War Thunder, and I guess maybe I kind of saw that too myself, but after playing both, I can totally, completely concur that this is an absolutely different game. There are similarities, of course, because of the company, but they are obviously geared towards maybe the same people, but two different styles of players. These games will not replace one another. They're totally different, and I honestly, I see this game going pretty far in the terms of online free-to-play games. And that's saying something too, because free-to-play games are often known to be paid to win, all these bugs. But War Thunder is a free-to-play game. This is a free-to-play game. So I really like it when those types of games come out. Now, I can't really bug about those microtransactions because this is a paid game. Now, personally, because I am me, I would rather pay $45, $60 for a game and not have that. But I completely understand for a game like this, or like War Thunder, where it's a huge progression system, why you should be able to allow, premium accounts for $10 or something, and grind that out faster. So a couple of people at school, I talked to them about this video, and they asked if this is coming to consoles. And I do not know if this is coming to consoles. I mean, War Thunder's on PS4, so I could see it coming to PS4. Xbox may be a little bit more tricky, but honestly, personally, coming from a console and PC gamer, if they put this on consoles, I think it would do amazingly well. We all see how World of Tanks does on Xbox One. It does great. I personally think that this game, geared towards console players, it would be easy to play with a controller. This game geared towards console players could do amazing. Even if you don't have microtransactions, even if it's just $15, $30 for the game, I personally believe that tons and tons of people would buy this on their consoles. At least that's what people were asking me at school. When is this stuff coming to console? I do not know. But I think they should migrate it over there. So guys, these have been my personal opinions on this new game. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you played it. Let me know if you're looking forward to playing it. Personally, I think Gaijin has hit the nail on the head. And please keep in mind, guys, I have not been sponsored or paid or anything to say anything about this video. I've had a lot of fun playing this game, And hopefully it continues that way, and hopefully the devs, stay on top of the problems that it's going to have, because every game will have its problems. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit this like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.